Moenie baie zijn nie. Op PA Pasta Koffie, ons is live. Sutherland, ijskoude Sutherland. Maar ons voel baie warm in ons hart. Because we are growing strong as the Patriotic Alliance here in this by-election. Dinge lyk baie goed, die plek lyk groen. Halleluja. En PA is, ons stap diep spore nou in die Noord-Kaap. Ons gie die ANC 'n rand vir hulle, man, nie soos die Engelsman sal sê. And so we just want to show you around. We've got a couple of people here that I'm going to interview. En ons wil net by hulle 'n bietjie hoor hoe lyk die nommers, hoe lyk die stats, hoe lyk die goedes, wat balance die dingetjies. And obviously we want to bring you the dynamics of the place. You know why the people needs to vote. PA. Oom Gary. Oom Gary is so. Oom Gary, hoe gaan dit?
Baie goed. Kan nie kla nie.
So, u is 'n inboorling hier van Sutherland.
Ek bly hier in Sutherland, ja.
Hoeveel jaar bly u nou?
Omtrent 13 jaar.
13 jaar in Sutherland en oom Gary gaan nou vote, né?
Ek gaan nou stem, ja.
Okay, sê vir ons, vir wie gaan u stem?
Ek gaan vir Guyton stem.
Hey.
Want ek like die man. Ek dink sover het hy al die regte beloftes gemaak en ek hoop hy gaan 'n verskil in die dorp maak.
Definitief. Ons almal is een onder God. Guyton fight baie vir equality vir alle rasse, maak nie saak wie jy wit, swart.
Wat vir my belangrik is dat mense werk kry hier.
Yes.
En aktief bly want hier in die dorp daar's te veel snaakse dinge aan die gang.
Ja.
As die mense begin werk en ons dorp 'n bietjie oplig.
Yes.
Kyk, ons is mos 'n toeriste dorp.
Yes.
En as hy nou hier kom ons sê skep jobs.
Ja.
Kom ons begin die paaie regmaak.
Yes.
En gebruik die mense in die dorp om die paaie reg te maak. Dis omtrent 'n paar 100 jobs.
Yes.
En daar begin ons, stadig maar seker. Ons kan hierdie plek oplig.
Oom Gary, u bly nou 13 jaar hier. Van die 13 jaar, het u al verandering gesien al? Of gaan die plek net agteruit? Of hoe lyk dinge hierso?
Ja, is moeilik om te sê. Ek het baie veranderings gesien in die dorp wat in die begin baie goed gelyk het en dan het hy net agteruit gegaan.
Sure.
Maar die infrastruktuur het hulle het die infrastruktuur opgebou en toe op die einde het die ding net geval. Nou is ons terug na square one toe.
Square one toe.
Ja.
En ek weet Rome was not built in one day.
Ja.
Maar daar moet daar 'n sense of vision wees en 'n sense van rigting. Dat ons weet, kyk as ons gestem het, gaan ons nou eers daartoe. Ons kan nie by elke keer vir dieselfde mense stem nie en as sit ons en hulle gee ons leë beloftes nie. Daar moet nou 'n verandering kom.
Maar dit is nou hoekom ek vir Guyton wil 'n kans gee in my lewe.
Ja.
Want hy's nou nuut in die area.
Ja.
Ek het vir hom geluister oor die maande voor die groot verkiesing.
Yes.
Daai man, ek like hom. Ek dink hy praat van die hart.
Hy kyk nou daarso, kyk so aan
Hy
die
praat
kamera.
van die hart en ek hoop hy vat Sutherland onder sy arm en hy help ons deur ons moeilike tye nou.
Oom Gary, ons sê vir u baie dankie. Dankie dat u vir ons stem en ons gaan ons beste probeer. Ons maak nie beloftes nie, maar ons probeer ons beste.
Ons sit die een voet vorentoe en dit is
En die volgende tree sal kom.
Dis hy.
Daar's oom Gary. Lekker stem daarso, né? Daar's my liede, kom staan gerus hier. Hoe gaan dit met u?
Gaan baie goed in jouself.
Sê my gou u se naam
Ek is Elizabeth.
en u is definitief 'n patriot, né?
Absoluut. 100%.
En u paisa nie.
Paisani.
Sê gou net vir ons. Is u 'n boerling van Sutherland?
My ouers is boerlinge van Sutherland. Ek is in die Kaap gebore. Ek en my man is gebore in Sutherland. En ons het in 2001 het ons Sutherland toe verhuis vir die werksgeleentheid wat ons gekry het. So ja, 2001 toe ons hier kom, was Sutherland maar nog dieselfde soos dit nou is. Nie veel. Dis maar 'n druppel in die emmer wat hier verander het. Maar alles is nog dieselfde. As my familie kom kuier, dan sê hulle, "Jo, ons het uitgesien om hier na toe kom. Ons het gedink die plek sal nou wow wees, maar
Niks verandering nie.
Niks nie.
Nou vir 30 jaar is die ANC in bewind hier, né? En ek weet nie hoeveel jaar bly jy nou hier as 'n getroude vrou nou, om so te vra.
Hierdie jaar is dit 24 jaar wat ons in Sutherland is.
So u is 'n amper leeftyd hier in Sutherland nou.
Absoluut.
En sinds die ANC oorgevaar het van die apartheid regime af, nee, van die apartheid regering af, het hulle enige iets verskil gebring, is daar enige difference? Hoe sê vir ons, wat is die dynamics van die plek?
Ek sou nie sê dat enige verskil gebeur nie. Jy weet, die mens kan nie vir jou mense daar wees oppervlakkig nie.
Ja.
Die mense moet 100% diens kry vir die stem wat hulle uitbring vir jou as 'n kandidaat. Jy moet is 'n 24/7 ding om voluit te gaan vir jou gemeenskap. En dit kan nie net bly as jy vote nie, daarna dan vergeet jy van jou gemeenskap nie. Want as jou gemeenskap wat jou daar gebring het. So jy moet teruggee aan jou gemeenskap wat jou gemeenskap vir jou gegee het. So daar is geen sins wat ek hier kom as die ANC, hulle is aan die bewind, maar is net 'n klein groepie wat regtig benefit uit dit uit. En die vulnerable, arm mense word stemtyd nagehardloop. Maar daarna is dit vergete. Dan moet daai mense rondhardloop vir iets op die tafel. Ek is 'n getuie daarvan om te weet hoe hierdie mense moet rondhardloop om iets vir hulle familie rond te sien. Dis daai mense vir wie hulle so gehardloop het, vir wie se doorstep hulle oopgetrap het vir hulle stem weg, soos mis voor die son.
Soos u sê, is net die minority wat benefit. En ons wil dit nie noem nie, maar ons gaan dit maar noem. Die korrupsie is groot. Ek sien hier is die paaie nie. Ek het gister saam Rian gepraat. Hy sê vir my, daar is nie toilette nie. So, hoekom moet die mense vir ons vote as die PA?
As 'n PA glo ek dat ons sê vir die mense vote for change, né? Ja. En met die min resources wat ons het nie baie nie, want ons doen dit uit ons salarisse uit. En dan doen ons die mindere vir ons mense, want ons het nie die kapasiteit of die mag om vir hulle paaie te gee om te doen wat ons kan nie. So ons is op die grond vir ons mense. Ons is daar vir ons mense, maar dan is die ANC missing in action. Like in honestly. So die injustices wat die ANC impose on our poor and vulnerable people, they're going to there's one day that they're going to be held accountable for this, and they're going to pay the price.
Sure, very strong words. And I think accountability is the one thing. They don't want to stand accountable for what is happening here. Hulle kon net wanneer dit voutye is, dan kom hulle die votes en dan is hulle weg. Dan sukkel ons mense weer. Maar baie dankie leadership, ons gaan weer saam u later praat. Hulle wys my gou iets. Ek gaan weer saam u later praat, né? Baie dankie. Alle sterkte.
Was die koffie? Ek het vir Leader Sharifa ingevoer. I'm just joking. We're going to talk to her, ask her a few questions about the Northern Cape.
Sharifa Ferris, as sy kyk hier, sy's 'n household name hier in die Noord-Kaap. Good afternoon, leadership. How are you?
Afternoon. I'm good. Good afternoon.
You were the premier candidate last year in the national elections, and you landed a seat in the legislature.
Yes.
And then I just heard the good news again. After the legislature, you landed a DS, like a deputy speaker. Is that right?
Yes, we actually have 3 seats in the legislature.
Okay.
And then, yes, I'm currently the deputy speaker of the Northern Cape legislature.
Well, first of all, congratulations, leadership, for landing the DS seat, the deputy speaker, hy's 'n groot seat. And I mean, coming from nowhere. The PA didn't even have footmarks here in the Northern Cape. Ons weet, Noord-Kaap is mos maar 'n stronghold van die ANC. But ons laat hulle hard hierso, né?
Yes, I think currently we can actually boast. We are not officially the opposition according to the IEC, but I think they know that we will be the official opposition come 2026 and 2029.
Shaking the foundations of Sutherland, ek sien net groen hierso. And lo and behold, it's the only two parties that's contesting for the vote. Niks DA nie, as niks ander parties nie, as net ANC en PA. Hard work has been done here in the Northern Cape. Tell us about the dynamics of the place in terms of service delivery, housing, stuff like that you know of. Is hy goed ons besig om plek te vind hierso? Wat gaan aan?
You know, we must always be honest when it comes to politics. So there's a lot of good plans in place.
Yes.
There is a lot of good plans in place and things that we, even in legislature, approve, budgets and things that we see. However, those things are really put into action, you know, like it's really delivered on. So we have a big issue in terms of infrastructure, in terms of our roads, housing. We have a issue of the simple things like service delivery, you know, bread and butter issues of unemployment. So the Northern Cape is really one of the provinces that we are just struggling in all areas of when it comes to local municipality and provincial as well. Our people are suffering. There's no jobs. We don't have water for days in certain areas, sometimes even weeks. So it's really difficult for us in the Northern Cape to get service delivery from our government.
I mean, water is basic human rights. Is iets wat mense moet daagliks het. En om vir daar nie water te hê nie, that speaks about failing the people miserably. I know as the Patriotic Alliance we can make a big difference. Sê my net hoe ver is ons van hy transformation?
There's still a lot of work to be done. I mean, you cannot undo 30 years of damage, but there's nothing that can't be fixed. There's nothing that cannot be rectified. So I think currently, especially in the political environment that we are now, working together, unfortunately, is one of those things that we have to do, just as Press does in the GNU. Because it's not about us anymore, it's about the people of the Northern Cape. So if it's going to benefit the people of the Northern Cape, that all political parties, not just the PA or the ANC or the DA, but all political parties come together and say, okay, we want to create change for the Northern Cape. What do we do all as a collective, as the political heads of the various parties? What do we do to change this? So that's the start, I think, where we all just have to agree. We want to see change, tangible change within the Northern Cape. As you said, water is one of the, it's a bare necessity.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking about water scarcity not just in Namakwaland.
Yeah.
Currently in Kimberley we are having a 5-day water shutdown for a project that has cost millions. We are on billions now.
Sure.
The same project, infrastructure project that has been upgraded year after year after year. So it's a major challenge, the simple things.
The Northern Cape is known as one of the wealthiest provinces in terms of their natural resources. Kyk hier, diamonds, goud, die kool is hier. Is there any plans, and ek weet jy is nou die speaker, ek mag nie al die goedes uitpraat nie, but I think I can ask this question. Is there any plans regarding the natural resources? I mean, because that is our strength, and that is your strength as the Northern Cape, as the people of the Northern Cape. Is there a possibility that our people can benefit from the natural resources?
It shouldn't even be a possibility. It should be a must, because I think in the SOPA address, and I must give this to the Northern Cape Premier, he mentioned something, and he said that the Northern Cape is one of the richest provinces, and that we should not have an unemployment rate at all. Everybody should be employed, and he was right. So I think we should start by holding the mining companies, the companies that are actually taking our resources out of the country accountable. A lot of these companies, I was in the mining industry, so I know how it works. You have a SLP that is just an SLP, it's just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
There's rarely any accountability from the departments holding the mines accountable for those SLP documents. A lot of the times the communities are not even consulted when it comes to those SLP.
Explain that SLP. It's very interesting because not all of us know what's SLP.
Okay.
Explain it quickly for us in a nutshell so that people can get a little vast idea what entitles it, and regarding the natural resources.
Okay, so SLP is a social and labor plan. So the mining companies, the energy companies, those companies have to have a 5-year plan. It's almost like an IDP of the municipality. They have a SLP, which is a 5-year plan where they commit to spending money within the community that they operate. So depending on a lot of factors, the municipality as well as the DMR determines the amount that they should spend. And they identify projects. So they would identify a project perhaps like this road, they need to tar the road that is worth 5 million. So that will be their SLP project for the next 5 years. And they have to deliver on that. So what they do is they submit the documentation to the DMR and ask for approval. They get the approval, but the community never sees there's no accountability. Has this actually been implemented? You understand? Giving the community feedback saying we have actually adhered to our SLP. So those are the things that I think once the community holds these companies accountable, things will change.
I would say the reason why the accountability is not there because the ANC heeft al die jaren majority.
Yes.
So I gaan hom nie self accountable hou nie. But now the time has come. The PA is here. You are here. Our people is ready. And I think if we can just grow the party to a place where we can keep the ANC accountable, I think we have done a great job, isn't it?
Definitely. I think we had a meeting 2 or 3 weeks ago where we had it's a shocking report from the public prosecutor. Okay, so not the public prosecutor, sorry, the AG, the Auditor General. And one of the things that we, as a legislature, agreed on was that accountability needs to start from the head down. There's no use in us holding, when we say we're holding people accountable, there's no use in us holding the accounting officer accountable for supply chain mismanagement. But we're not holding the HOD accountable, we're not holding the MEC accountable. So we need to start accountability from here. You know what our party press holds you accountable as the leader. I can't come and say, oh no, but Coffee said we should do that. Press does not want to hear that. And that is the good thing about true leadership. Because when you are held accountable then it will flow down. So we should be holding the opposition accountable. That is politics. We have to hold them accountable. And we as a whole, as the entire legislature, should hold the executive accountable as well as all the employees under the executive.
So River Ferris, thank you so much. That was a mouthful. Very informational. Ek weet daar's nog baie in jou wat jy wilt sê. But we're getting there slowly, you know. I just told the prof earlier on, the one thing that we lack in the community is political education.
Yes, definitely.
And I think you are the one, you know, that needs to spiral down the wisdom and empower our people with political education. Wys hulle die regte ropes. We are so proud of you. We are excited. Thank you so much. Everything of the best.
Thank you very much, and thank you guys for the interview. You're doing a good job, eh? Julle gaan my maar so famous maak.
So it's klaar famous. Thank you so much, River Ferris. That was our incoming premier of last year, and now currently our deputy speaker, River Ferris from the Northern Cape, and she spoke about accountability. And I think the one thing that we need to keep the ANC is accountable for all that is happening in the Northern Cape. PA is growing strong. As we know, Northern Cape is known as a stronghold of the ANC, but PA, die ding kom ruk, ons groei baie sterk hierso. And one thing that stood out for me in this interview with River Ferris, it's accountability. Ons gaan die mense kom accountable hou vir wat aangaan in die Noord-Kaap. So, we're going to come back later. What's the time now, anybody? What's the time now?
24 minutes, 25 minutes to 4.
25 to 4. We're going to come back a little bit later when the Tyler tyd is. I want to speak a little bit to the people that voted also, man.
Yeah, we're going to come back later with the people that had voted, and also Kokama's going to on live and Okip. We're going to go over to Kokama and to Kokip.
Okay, so I think we're going to move here to the studio.
I have an idea.
Okay, what's your idea?
I'll show you my idea.
Okay, I will see the idea, but we're going to come back later on with some more broadcasting. On the by-elections, ons by zijn in jou PA Pastor Coffee. Salut, salom.